What's up, guys? Welcome to Seek the Greatness, a channel that's all about applied self-investment. In today's video, we're going to talk about depression, self-investment, and NAV. But what does NAV have to do with depression and self-investment? Before I explain, please like and subscribe to Seek the Greatness. You can also read my article, The Top 3 NAV Lyrics That Relate to Depression and Self-Investment at seekthegreatness.com. This article provides a more in-depth look apart from the video here. But for now, let's just get right into it. To give you some quick context, NAV is a Canadian rapper and producer of Indian Punjabi descent. He grew up in the rough streets of Rexdale, Canada, and is currently signed to EXO and Republic Records. His journey to recognition included the production of Drake's Back to Back and his debut track, Take Me Simple, that has over 13 million plays on SoundCloud. NAV continued that rise with notable features with Travis Scott on Biebs and the Trap and The Weeknd on Some Wave, respectively. His self-titled EP also featured the sleeper hit Myself, which I personally love, by the way. That also laid the groundwork for his most anticipated project with Metro Boomin on Perfect Timing in July 2017. Despite all that success, NAV deservedly took some major heat for using the N-word in his earlier music. Out of respect for his fans, he agreed not to use it anymore. Now, I constantly listen to NAV because I strongly relate to some of his lyrics on a personal level as you would with any other artist. That's because musicians help tell our stories in some way or form. But I'll also be honest, aside from his hard-hitting beats, his monotone yet melodious vocals, NAV is not that good or unique of a rap artist. He's uninspired and just raps about drugs, money, and this vindictive attitude towards women who didn't want to fuck him when he was broke, but now flock to him in droves because he's rich now. Now, all of that is troubling in itself, but that's been a standard theme in rap for some time now. And despite that, I still like NAV because he does have some profound lyrics that I relate to regarding my depression and my journey towards self-investment. So here are my top 3 NAV lyrics that I relate to in that regard.
Driving solo, I'm just swerving through my ends. When I'm sober, I just don't like who I am.
So one of NAV's constant themes in his music is drugs and how he uses them to disconnect from his insecurity in myself. I relate to this so much on an abstract level. I don't do that many drugs, but I mask my own insecurity through the high I get off of sex and dating in general. I couldn't deal with the sobriety of being alone because I never liked myself enough just to be one with my thoughts or what goals I wanted to accomplish. Over time, I learned that being dependent on the dopamine of constant affection is not an attractive value. Eventually, I dealt with that by focusing and investing in myself. For me, those lyrics by NAV always serve as a reminder that we should strive to find peace and security within ourselves and not through the external validation of drugs, sex, or that someone loves us the way we want. That's one key aspect I'm mindful of now when I deal with my depression. So I always tell myself that it's okay to be alone once in a while.
Metro Boomin wants some more, nigga.
They tell me don't forget where you came from. I regret what I came from.
Those lines made me cry as I listened to Call Me on repeat. Now, I don't regret growing up in Ghana or regret coming from a loving and supportive family. I just regret being the person that was lazy, insecure, and aimless. I regret not having the values that I have now in my 30s. But what I learned with my depression is that the hardest thing to cultivate is self-compassion. I realized that I've been too hard on myself for too long. Now that I am at a plane of genuine happiness, all these regrets don't change anything about the past. So it's better to look forward and cultivate the future you want through self-investment. Hey guys, before we get to number 1, don't forget to like and subscribe to Seek the Greatness, a self-investment channel.
My bro still in the trap, I'm trying to get him out the shit. Cause he can't build a house with only half a brick.
NAV reflects on the pain he feels with his brother dealing coke in the hood and how he wants to remove him from that situation. When I first heard that, I wondered if my brother felt that same way when I was in my own trap trying to build a house with half a brick. Because I used to do things half-assed and live aimlessly when I was younger. I won't delve too much about our relationship here, but I felt Nav summed up that one aspect of my relationship with my older brother. I learned that no one can truly set a strong foundation for themselves if they do things half-assed or don't plan the best future for themselves. That was something my oldest brother always wanted from me, but I never saw that from his perspective at the time. I think everyone can relate to this line because everyone has someone in the trap. Everyone deals with the pain and frustration of watching a loved one trying to build a house with half a brick. In short, we all want the best for our friends, family, and loved ones, but it's also important to remember that we can't change anyone but ourselves. So that's my take on some Nav lyrics from a self-investment perspective. If you're a fan of Nav, are there any other lyrics in his music that stood out to you? And could you relate to them in regards to depression and self-investment? Let me know in the comments below. This is Kwaku. I love you all, and remember to seek the greatness within you. Peace.
Told my plug I need a pound, you know I'm good for it. I book a flight for your bitch, you know I'm good for it. My jeweler made another chain, you know I'm good for it. I'm what the music game